You've probably heard this sentence before. It's impossible to save when you're low income. It sounds true. Rent is higher. Food costs more. Everything feels heavier. But let me tell you a small story. It's late at night. You're scrolling on your phone. Not shopping, just checking your balance. Bills are coming. Your chest feels tight. And yet there it is. A little money that didn't exist a few months ago. Not much, but it's yours. That's when the question quietly shows up. How are people with the least money still managing to save anything at all? This isn't the video you see online. No flashy investing apps. No wake up at 5 a.m. advice. No rich mentors. Just regular people under real pressure, finding surprising ways to protect themselves financially in year in and out. However, while prices rise and wages lag, something unexpected is happening beneath the surface. Low-income people aren't giving up. They're adapting. And the way they're doing it might completely change how you think about saving money starting right now. Everyone thinks they already understand the problem. If you don't earn much, you can't save. End of story. You hear it everywhere. Rent eats half your income. Groceries feel unpredictable. One small emergency can wipe everything out. Saving starts to sound like a luxury. Something meant for people with stable jobs and extra cash. Traditional advice doesn't help. You're told to cut small pleasures, track every expense, or follow a perfect budget. But that advice assumes your income is predictable and your life is calm. For many people, it isn't. What rarely gets said is this: the system itself has changed. Work is less stable. Bills are flexible but confusing. Spending isn't just about needs anymore. It's shaped by subscriptions, algorithms, and constant temptation. So the real problem isn't that you don't know how to save. The real problem is that the old rules no longer fit the world you're living in. Here's the part no one really talks about. Low-income people didn't suddenly find more money. They changed what saving means. In the past, saving was about building something big for later: retirement, a house, a future that felt far away. But in the last few years, that idea quietly broke. Too much uncertainty, too many shocks, too many unexpected expenses that happen every month. So a hidden shift began. Today, saving isn't about growth. It's about control. People are saving in smaller pieces, in ways that don't look impressive on paper. They're creating buffers, not bank balances. Space to breathe. One less panic moment when something goes wrong. Instead of asking, how do I build wealth? The question became, how do I reduce stress next week? That change rewired behavior. It pushed people toward habits that don't look like finance, but work better in real life. And chances are, you might already be doing them without realizing it. Habit 1. Saving by not owning. At first, this habit doesn't even look like saving. It looks like giving something up. Low-income people are quietly choosing not to own things that used to feel normal. Not because it's trendy, not because of minimalism, but because ownership has started to feel risky. Every item you own can break, expire, or demand money later. A washing machine isn't just a machine, it's a future repair. A car isn't just freedom, it's insurance, fuel, maintenance, stress. So people are opting out. They're using shared spaces instead of buying equipment, borrowing instead of purchasing, accessing things only when needed. Libraries now replace more than books. Community tools replace personal ones. Even digital ownership is shrinking. Fewer apps, fewer long-term subscriptions, fewer just-in-case purchases. This isn't about being poor. It's about being strategic. By not owning, people reduce surprise costs. They lower mental pressure. They turn fixed expenses into optional ones. And that space, the space where money doesn't immediately disappear, is where saving quietly begins. If you think about it, you might already be saving this way without ever calling it saving. Habit 2, the invisible envelope method. This habit works because it hides money from you, not dramatically, quietly. Years ago, people used envelopes, cash for food, rent, transport. When the envelope was empty, spending stopped. Digital money erased that system. But now, a modern version has returned. Low-income savers are creating invisible envelopes. It might be a second account they rarely check, a saving space inside an app with no card attached, money that moves automatically and feels slightly annoying to reach. That inconvenience is the secret. When money is easy to access, it disappears. When it's out of sight, it survives. This method removes daily decision-making. No willpower, no guilt, no constant math in your head. People aren't saving large amounts. They're saving consistently. Small transfers, irregular deposits, whatever fits real life. Over time, something surprising happens. The balance grows, not fast, but enough to create calm. If saving always felt impossible, maybe the problem wasn't discipline. Maybe you just needed distance. Habit 3, community as a financial tool. This habit doesn't show up on bank statements, which is why it's often ignored. Low-income people are using community as a form of saving, not formally. No contracts, no big announcements, just quiet cooperation. Shared meals instead of eating alone. Watching each other's kids. Trading skills. One person fixes something, another cooks, another helps with paperwork. Most people don't even call this saving. They call it helping, or being practical, or just getting through the week. But the effect is powerful. Every time you don't spend money because someone shared a resource, that's money preserved. Every favor exchanged reduces the need for cash. In a world where prices keep rising, people are building small safety nets made of relationships. This shift is recent. Trust in big systems has weakened. Trust in people has grown stronger. If you look honestly, you might already be part of this without realizing it. At the center of all these habits is one powerful idea. Saving is emotional before it is mathematical. Low-income people aren't trying to win at money. They're trying to feel safe. When income is unstable, the brain shifts priorities. Growth becomes less important than relief. The goal isn't a bigger future, it's fewer emergencies right now. That changes behavior in smart ways. Instead of chasing high returns, people reduce exposure to stress. They avoid surprise costs. They create systems that require less attention, less thinking, less fear. This is why these habits work. They protect mental energy. They lower anxiety. They give a sense of control in a world that often feels unpredictable. Even small savings can calm the nervous system. That calm makes better decisions possible. Traditional finance advice often ignores this. It assumes confidence comes first, then results. In real life, it's reversed. Control comes first. Calm follows. Progress begins after. If saving has always felt heavy or frustrating, it doesn't mean you failed. It means your brain was responding correctly to pressure and finding smarter ways to survive. Saving didn't always look like this. For decades, the idea was simple. Steady work, regular deposits, trust the system. The future felt predictable enough to plan for. That world faded. Economic shocks, rising costs, and unstable work changed everything. Digital payments made spending faster. Subscriptions turned small costs into permanent ones. Emergencies became normal, so saving evolved. Instead of long-term promises, people focused on short-term protection. Instead of institutions, they built personal systems. Instead of one big goal, they created many small buffers. This isn't ignorance. It's adaptation. Saving changed because life changed. Saving isn't about how much you earn. It's about how much control you can create inside your life. And control doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be quiet, small, personal. When you look at these habits, you might realize you're not starting from zero. You're already adapting, avoiding certain costs, creating distance from temptation, leaning on people you trust. That counts. Instead of asking, why can't I save like everyone else? Try a different question. What's already working for me? Saving doesn't need to look impressive to be powerful. It needs to reduce stress, not add to it. When you design money around your real life, not an ideal one, you give yourself room to breathe. And once breathing becomes easier, progress becomes possible. You're not behind. You are learning a smarter way forward. Let's go back to that quiet moment. It's late. The world is loud. Bills are still coming. Life is still uncertain. But when you check your balance, there's something different now. Not just money, but reassurance. That's the real answer to the mystery. Low-income people aren't saving by following old rules. They're saving by rewriting them, by choosing control over appearance, calm over comparison, systems over stress. Saving, at its core, isn't about numbers on a screen. It's about dignity. It's about knowing one small problem won't break you. It's about waking up with a little less fear than yesterday. And that matters. So if your savings don't look impressive, don't dismiss them. Even small control is still control. And control, quiet, steady, personal, is where real freedom begins. And it begins with you. Now, if you want to learn how to achieve financial success, then watch this video next.